The Cache-la-Poudre River begins in the snow-capped mountains of Rocky Mountain National Park. Traveling a short 125 miles, it is a wild ride, dropping about 7,000 feet in elevation. The Poudre is home to a diversity of wildlife and vegetation. Some of the first humans to use the Poudre River were probably Native American ancestors of the Arapaho. English and French fur trappers came to the Poudre to trap and trade beaver. French trappers buried some of their gunpowder along the river. The French word cache means hiding place, and that's how the Cache-la-Poudre, cache the powder, got its name. When the 1859 gold rush was not successful for most, a few tried farming along the Poudre. Simple dirt dams directed water to fields right beside the river. When spring runoff washed the dams away, new ones were built. In 1870, a group of industrious settlers and business people from the east came to Greeley and formed the Union Colony. They built more sophisticated and permanent diversions from the Poudre River, along with a series of major canals still in use today. In the summer of 1874, irrigators in the Greeley alarmingly watched the Poudre River flows decline. Upstream, they saw new irrigation structures in Fort Collins diverting water that previously flowed downstream to them. Following an angry meeting at the Eaton Schoolhouse, the eventual resolution was that those who first diverted river water should have the right to the water. First in time, first in right. 2 years later, this Cache-la-Poudre agreement for allocating water among users became the basis for the doctrine of prior appropriation in Colorado's new constitution. In the 1880s, farmers began to organize ditch companies, pooling labor and money to build a network of ditches and diversion structures, delivering Poudre water to farms miles from the river. Later, tunnels brought water into the Poudre from the Laramie and Colorado rivers. Farmers' crops suffered late in the summer when snowmelt was over. Reservoirs were built, which today continue to provide late growing season water for crops and a year-round supply of water for cities. People in Fort Collins got tired of getting their water from wooden wagons, hauling it from house to house. A new system diverted water from the Poudre to a small reservoir and pumped it through iron pipes to Old Town Fort Collins. The Fort Collins Waterworks building has been restored and welcomes visitors today. Greeley was growing and needed more water, so in 1904, the city purchased a farm with very early water rights at the mouth of the Poudre River Canyon. A wooden pipeline diverted water to the city 35 miles downstream, and is still an important part of Greeley's water supply. Decades later, the Colorado Big Thompson project was built to bring water from the west slope to supplement northern Colorado rivers, such as the Cache-la-Poudre River. A tunnel 13 miles long beneath Rocky Mountain National Park brings water to farms and cities along the Poudre. In the 1960s and 70s, people became more concerned about the natural environment. What about the health of the fish, wildlife, and plants that depend on the Poudre, just like the people? Concerns like this became a national issue, and federal laws were approved to protect the environment. Due to Colorado's unique weather, the Poudre River is subject to flooding and times of drought. Water storage projects were built to balance the water supply between these times of plenty and times with little water, although some flooding helps to keep the river healthy as well. In 1986, Congress designated a portion of the Poudre River, but not its whole length, as wild and scenic because of its beauty and free-flowing condition. Based on the Poudre River's crucial role in the creation of water law and complex water systems, Congress designated the lower Cache-la-Poudre River as a National Heritage Area to commemorate the significant historical and cultural contributions made to our nation. It was the first National Heritage Area west of the Mississippi. There are lots of different voices in northern Colorado with an interest in the Poudre. Farmers, urban water managers, environmental researchers, recreationists, business people, and the heritage area. All these voices together form a Poudre River Forum to discuss and examine the challenges of the river and how it affects future generations and how to preserve its rich heritage. Knowing our collective water past and studying and understanding the river will help the people of the Poudre face future water challenges more effectively. With knowledge comes understanding and appreciation of our communal river, working together on solutions to make the Cache-la-Poudre River the world's best example of a healthy, hard-working river.